Hi guys, so today on Meka Makes, we're going to be making a tea light lantern, and I'm going to show you how to do it using popsicle sticks. Now, I know what you're thinking, it is not going to look like craft time at camp. I'm going to show you how to make them look like the real deal. So grab your glue guns, we're headed to the studio. We'll start by gathering our popsicle sticks. You'll need 12. Go ahead and remove the curved edge. The first 8 popsicle sticks will be cut to 4 inches. The remaining 4 popsicle sticks will be cut to 2-inch sticks. You will have a total of 8. You'll also need 5 wooden skewers. Here, I'm using more than 5, but only because I'm making more than one of the tea light lanterns. Use your 5 wooden skewers to cut out 10 4.5-inch pieces. For the floor of our tea light lantern, we're going to use foam board. You won't need much of it. Cut out 2 3-inch squares. And you can use scrap foam board for this. Both pieces will be used as the floor of our tea light lantern. Next, we'll make our roof using cardstock. Cut your cardstock to 5 inches by 5 inches. We'll also make the chimney of the lantern with a 5-inch strip by 2-inch strip. And here are all the items we'll need. 2 pieces of foam board that are 3 inches by 3 inches. 1 piece of cardstock 2 inches by 5 inches. 1 piece of cardstock that's 5 inches by 5 inches. 8 popsicle sticks that are 2 inches long. 8 popsicle sticks that are 4 inches long. And 8 skewers that are 4.5 inches long, and a zip tie. I'm taking a small notch out of the middle of 4 of my skewers. This will help when I get ready to place them in the X position. They'll lay flush with one another. Now we'll begin assembling our popsicle sticks to form the sides of the lanterns. I'm using hot glue at each joint and smoothing it down using wax paper. I find this is helpful so my fingerprints aren't there. Be sure to use a straight edge to ensure that the frame is a perfect rectangle. Go ahead and make all 4 sides. Now we'll begin to adhere our foam board to the frames. First, glue 3 sides to the first foam board. I'm using tape here to temporarily secure them in place. Be sure to glue all the edges and corners. It keeps everything nice and secure. With all 3 sides attached, I'm placing my second foam board on top of the first piece. Now remember, I'm using foam board from another project and it was covered in this silver, but you don't have to cover yours in silver wrapping paper. Now I'm going to glue my last piece, and I'll do this by placing the second piece of foam board in there, and I'm going to glue the very last frame onto that foam board. Make sure that the glue does not get on anything else. You're just adhering that top piece of foam board to the last frame. Now, because our cube is really missing a side, I wanted to add a popsicle stick going across to kind of complete the square at the top. This will give those 2 side frames that structure so they don't cave in towards the inside of the lantern. So I'm measuring an additional popsicle stick to 4 inches. I'm gonna cut it there because I'm gonna place it between the 2 frames up at the top. Here you see me adding an additional piece to the door at the top. You actually don't need that piece, but you really do need this piece that's at the very top of the whole cube. It kind of keeps everything secure. Now that part is complete, we're ready to place our X's across the windows of the lantern. Glue your sticks from edge to edge of the frame diagonally. Make sure that you're using one popsicle stick with the notch taken out and the other popsicle stick does not have a notch taken out. If you find that they don't lay flush against each other, go ahead and adjust the one that has the notch taken out of it. This will definitely help with keeping everything secure and not popping off of the frame. Complete this step on all 4 sides. Now here I'm just using my fingertips. You don't see me using the wax paper, but if you do use the wax paper on this step, again, it keeps the glue smooth and it keeps your fingerprints from showing up in the glue. Now I'm going to take my chimney piece of paper and I'm going to roll it to about 1 inch to 1.5 inches and go ahead and tape it at this diameter. And I'm taking my roof and I'm going to find the very middle of the roof. So I do this by placing an X across the piece of paper. Where the 2 lines meet is exactly the center. So draw your circle there where the 2 lines meet. Now trace your chimney at the very center of your roof. With an X-Acto knife, go ahead and cut the circle of the chimney in the shape of how you would cut a pizza. So up and down, side to side, diagonally in both directions, but do not cut out the actual circle. This will provide tension so the chimney will actually stay in place without any gaps between the chimney and the roof. You can secure your chimney with glue. I'm just using tape here. So So this is what your tea light lantern would look like if the roof were flat and the chimney is centered. I think it still looks really nice, but I'm actually going to bow my roof. So I'm going to show you how to do that. But before I do, we should probably go ahead and place the handle to our lantern. You'll do this by inserting 4 holes in the chimney of the lantern. And then I'm just going to run my zip tie through 2 of the holes. Make sure that the smooth side of the zip tie is pointed outward. I'm using a carbide burr to do this in my Dremel, but you can also use a hole punch. Secure the locking side of your zip tie with a little bit of hot glue. I doubt that it will come apart without it, but you'll want to have that in place anyway. Because my roof is going to be bowed, I'm actually going to place a popsicle stick going across my lantern, and I'm going to adhere it to the lantern using my hot glue. My chimney is actually going to sit on this piece of wood, giving it that bowed roof effect. I'm just going to glue the entire roof down. And there, the final structure is complete. Perfect. So the only thing left to do is to paint this. I had a hard time deciding on the color, so I painted several of them, and I'm really drawn to the silver. I particularly like this hammered metal look. It almost makes it look like it's made of metal. This one was painted with hammered bronze, and I used wax paper for the windows. Get creative and see what you can come up with. I also tried placing window seals using transparency. And I even made lanterns without a window at all. I made this small floral arrangement just using old cardstock and clippings from another floral arrangement. These tea light lanterns are so versatile. They're great to have at dinner parties. You can use them as centerpieces at a wedding. They're great. I placed succulents in 4 of mine, and I actually have them on display in my bathroom. Alright guys, so today we made a tea light lantern using popsicle sticks, wooden dowels, cardstock, and zip ties. Now, one thing to note, if you don't want to use regular popsicle sticks, they do have the pre-clipped skinny stick that is a good substitute for the popsicle sticks. I use popsicle sticks because that's what I have so much of here at home. Now, this particular project cost about 12 cents to make. I also embellished on one of them. I used some wax paper along with an LED light on the inside to give it that extra bit of glow. Now, if you want to go for something that gives a more intimate setting, feel free to use the little
candle tea lights that you get at the dollar store. So that's it here on Meka Makes. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel.